Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Patrick Garrity, and you're watching the Comedians Uncorked podcast.
Now, broadcasting live from the Podcast Palace on Park Street in beautiful and dangerous Clearwater, Florida, it's the Comedians Uncorked podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Tony Gaud and Pat Largo.
Hey everybody, welcome and thank you for checking out Season 3, Episode 1 of the Comedians Uncorked podcast. This is going to be fun. I know, man. 2 seasons down, 1 to go. And I'm glad we're going to be kicking it off with this guy here very soon for Tony Gaud. My name is Pat Largo. Before we get to our guest, we want to thank a bunch of folks. You, of course, for streaming us and watching us on YouTube and Spotify. Also, our in-studio sponsor, Julie Drolshagen of Century 21. Get her at 727-902-9233 or FloridaBeachBusiness.com.
FloridaBeachBusiness.com for all of your real estate needs. Right now, it's Florida, man. It's hot. She's the one you want to talk to.
Selling and buying, but especially the selling, man. If you're selling, you are going to be making some dough. This guy here is one of my favorites, man. And Tony, I know you know him. He knows you. It's so cool, man. He was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, Tosh.0, Grey's Anatomy. We can keep going on. Conan O'Brien. 2015 winner of the Big Sky Comedy Festival, from Florida, moved out to LA. Our guest this week, Chris Cope. Welcome, man.
What's up, man?
Hey, guys. This is fun hanging out with friends, you know? I can't complain. I'm sweating my ass off right now.
You must be in
Florida. I'm
Florida.
at my sister's house near Alachua. And I just stepped out to do a promo little video for the club I'm at this weekend. I did 2 takes, and I'm like, we got it. We got it. My battery's at 19% on my laptop. Let me go get my charger. 1 sec. I thought I was going to have enough.
Sure.
Can we pause?
Yeah. Here we go. So talking about sweating and being hot, Chris, it seems like you've been living in LA for years, but I think this is the Florida leg of your tour. Welcome back. How's everything going so far?
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Is it muted?
We're all looking, nothing muted over.
It says connecting to audio.
Okay. I mean, everything looks...
The fellows had to take a short break. You're now stuck with me for a couple of moments, so let me just say, I don't use shoehorns any longer. They're bad for my feet. They make my bunions hurt.
Okay, I swear, I didn't do anything different, I swear.
Huh? Oh, they're back. Here again, Tony Gaud and Pat Largo with Comedians Uncorked.
We went 1870. Now we're back to 2022 now. This is awesome. So yes. I like it. Well, good. No, we're talking about, man, we're talking about sweating. I know it's already hot for me. I've been in Florida 43 years. So you back from LA now. You're back in Florida, your home state for the Florida swing. What's going on with you?
Just one weekend. I was going to be in DC, but the plans changed for that. And then this weekend I'm at Madcap's Comedy Club in Daytona Beach, New Smyrna Beach area. It's new. Okay.
Yeah, I just saw actually a flyer about DC. They just cut it or what?
Yeah, ticket sales are low. I got my money for the venue, but
damn. Okay. Well, no worries, man. We got you in Daytona, and that's good. It's just good to see you, man. I know we've been, you've been doing comedy so long. I remember the first time I met you, you were just like, you must have been like 23 or 4. Just a baby-faced kid, like in Daytona, Florida. And I think
that long ago?
Yeah, I swear to God, man. I may not be able to repeat the first exact sentence out of your mouth when we met, but when you said, I'm like, I like this guy. Let's do it. And I think it was Bonkers. It was Bonkers, I want to say. Back when they had their room at the top floor of a hotel.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I got banned for that room for a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't even my fault. This is back when I was middling, and Mike McCarthy was headlining.
Oh God!
And I got off, and I went to go smoke with the MC, and pack up my room because, Daytona was so close to Gainesville, it wasn't worth staying over the night.
Right.
Just drive back. So I was like, oh, I'll smoke with him. I'll pack my bag, and then I'll go up and say goodnight. And he goes, I'm gonna go to Subway real quick and get some food. I'm like, I remember even saying, like, are you getting enough time to get back to the show? He's like, yeah. So when I go back up to the room and say goodbye, I got my suitcase and everything. And I remember the owner guy with the ponytail, this douchey white guy.
Yeah.
Just walks by me, puts two fingers like, and you're never going to work here again either. And I was like, what did I do? And apparently the MC never got back in time to close the show out. Mike had to close it out. And then when he did show up, he was like, yeah, I was just smoking with Chris.
Oh,
I'm guessing
Dude.
he thought that was going to get him off the hook, but all it did was throw me under the bus with him.
Wow.
and you really got
And
banned
I was just,
from
yeah,
the
man.
year.
So a year took me a year. I go back and he tells the story. The way he tells the story was like he had to go down to my room and wake me up out of some stoner stupor. He's like, I opened the door and the smoke about knocked me over the balcony, and I'm like, huh?
Wow. So this is.
And I was
this is
like, yeah,
man.
man, whatever. I was like, I tried to argue with him. I was like, I didn't even. I was like, you know what? This club's gonna die in a year. I don't care.
Yeah, you were right too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
you
the guy
had-
did not run a business. I mean,
Yeah.
that room got increasingly worse as it went on. The first couple of times, like, hey, man, guys, drinking food are on us. The next time you go, it's like, hey, guys, just food because we had little Wody here last week, and he ordered 35 triple Hennessy's for him and his 72 friends.
Whoa. That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, no one hasn't heard that name. I mean, the last time someone heard the name Wody was probably a storage unit place looking for their manager.
That's right.
I know Wody.
You
I
know,
remember Wody.
Does he still do
Yeah.
comedy?
He does, but he's in another state. I think he's like in Mississippi. So he's like doing the whole like,
Why?
yeah.
The
I think
last
that's
place
like
a
where-
black fella needs to go is Mississippi.
I think that's where his family's from. So it's like he moved back over there. So I know he's still doing stuff, but I don't know how much or exactly.
Well, there's no comedy clubs in Mississippi.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
you have to kind of go in the area, but yeah, Mississippi itself, I don't think there's
Not
very
many.
much comedy.
I mean,
There's
really,
not a lot.
Mississippi, Alabama barely has anything, and Louisiana barely has anything.
Well, there's not a lot to laugh about.
no, that's what I'm saying. I cut Mississippi.
The old
out of-
antebellum South is still shit.
Yeah,
There's a lot of blues.
I get yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. If you look back at history, I can see why.
Dude, I had to cut Mississippi out of where they at. I'm like, let me look up some clubs. It was like one. I'm like, that's where they at. It's right over there. It's where they at.
Well,
I
there's
don't even
no
think that club's probably still there.
Jesus, man. That's funny. That's a great Daytona story. And you had bad luck at that place because the one time we worked there, someone stole your recorder. You were recording your damn show and you were like pissed
Yeah,
off.
someone like, dude, the place is trash.
We did that.
Oh,
And
Can't wait to be back this weekend.
I know. Welcome back to Florida. This is awesome.
back
man.
in Florida.
Dude, I love it. No, he had some great stories in Daytona and stuff like that. And I'm just glad you're back and doing your thing. How did I don't know. I keep always saying like post pandemic. I don't know what the hell you call it, but how y'all doing out in LA? You and the girlfriend and your family. How's everything going? Like the way?
She's great. She moved in September.
Really? Okay.
It's an adjustment.
Okay. It is. She's
It's an adjustment.
this past
Sorry, it's my nephew's walking around in clogs.
okay. That's okay. I was just warned by my computer screen. We only have 10 minutes left, even though I paused
Why?
the stuff. Even though I paused, what do you call it? Zoom is only giving us 10 minutes left out of the 40, even though I paused this whole
You know
entire
why?
time. Can you believe
Because
it?
they got tired of your shit. That's why.
I know.
Like-
I'm telling you, this is becoming. No, yeah,
This
this
is-
is
This is
entertainment.
why we don't do. This is why we don't do live yet.
Oh, exactly. No, I want to know. I want to know what's going on.
By the time Pat figures it out, and like Facebook is like, we gotta close. We gotta go.
By the time I figured out Elon
Largo.
Musk,
I got kids at home, you son of a bitch. I gotta go.
by the time I figured out Musk will buy Facebook too.
The stock's gone
You know,
down.
I hope he flushes Twitter.
You think he will?
No,
Damn it.
you're not gonna spend 40-something billion and then go burn it.
That's crazy.
He's not the Joker.
No, I know, right? And he
I
could have
think he's
saved
gonna
me.
go crazy, man. I think he's searching for like world domination on a digital level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's one of saying like AI scares him more than nuclear weapons ever will.
Well, he's the one also sending up satellites too. For
Exactly.
for everybody.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, Elon Musk is a good man.
He's a good man.
I love his cars.
Damn, man. Seriously, Bezos
Yeah.
and Gates.
Honestly, I like riding Teslas. They're dope looking cars. They're hard to.
Yeah.
Now I've never been in a Tesla. I would not know. But yeah, it's
I got a Tesla lift.
oh yeah, damn.
Yeah, it was weird.
Serious lift.
I was like, how does this, do I owe you more?
Right.
It's $1,000 a mile.
You good? Yeah. You gotta give that guy a
How's it
good.
expensive, man? How is it expensive? You're in electricity.
You don't give them 5 stars. You give them galaxies. I'm gonna give this guy. This guy gets a Milky Way.
He does. You get Milky Way ready. Man, you guys are riding in
It'd be funny
Tesla.
if I just raised the Milky Way up.
I know.
This is just an infomercial for Tesla and
It really is. You guys are riding in Teslas. I'm barely ever used Twitter.
I mean, honestly, when I'm riding in my Tesla, nothing makes me relax more than a nice, cold, fresh Coke.
Coca-Cola. Oh my God. Well, speaking of that, you just said that you were just shooting a short film recently. What's going on with that? Or can we say anything about it?
Oh no, I just it was put together. I got casted for it. If it gets finished,
Okay.
I'll be happy. I was only in 2 scenes of it, so I really don't know the whole plot.
Okay.
It's funny when they give you like your script. You're like, here's your script. I'm like, okay, so I don't know what's going on. They're like, yeah, you really don't need to. It was just a small thing. It was just fun.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, like you're doing some acting stuff. Now, are you kind of taken to that, or I mean, is it kind of at the same level with the stand-up, but like you want to do that as much, or are you just kind of
I
dabbling?
mean, acting as it comes along. You
Yeah.
know, I go out like I get auditions and I go out for them. Like I had an audition this week where the scene would have been opposite Alice and Jenny for some show on Netflix. So it's like I get a good audition. It's just booking the next one. You know.
Yeah, it's
You know,
tough. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's tough, but man, I can see
nail the
you getting some
audition.
stuff, man.
Yeah, you can do an audition and then you can nail the audition, but you could be just not right for the character. They have what they have in their mind, and they'll
Yeah.
know it when they see it. You
Yep.
know, and
Yeah.
you just hope it's it. I gotta lose some weight. That's
Okay.
why I
But you know what though? What's good though is they're sending you for those reads because it's like obviously they think you're ready for something. They just haven't found it for you yet.
Oh no, for sure. That's why you always, no matter if you read the breakdown and it doesn't sound exactly like something you can pull off, do your best because they can see you for something. They can have you in mind for something else. You never know where one job's going to come from.
Yeah.
That's true. No, yeah. Audition. God, that's scary shit. I just don't. I don't
I mean,
know.
well, because all the last 2 years have been all self-tapes, so it's been easier because you can do 100 takes.
True.
I haven't had. I'll be nervous again when I got to go to a room and do it once and have to nail it that one time.
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
tough,
You
man.
got the self-tape at
that's a
home. You
different-
just keep hitting start until you think you got something you want to turn
True.
in.
Yeah, and you know what? None of the competition is in the room. You go.
Oh, yeah, you don't walk
go into
past-
the casting
'cause-
office. That's a whole different game. You know,
Right.
there's
Well, especially you
psychological.
walk in and see 10 guys maybe you recognize.
Yeah,
Because I
Yeah.
have like this like IMDb in my head where I walk in and go, oh, I saw you did a co-star on Diagnosis for Murder in 1994. And it's like,
yeah,
and it's like, you see guys like, oh, they're going to probably, I can almost tell you who they're going to go with.
Yeah.
If they're going to go by based on just a recognizable face or,
Right.
so, you know, I'd almost rather not go into the room. I really just think, hey, I'm sitting this in. They're only looking, they want me. That's
Yeah.
confidence and attitude you got to have. Because if you go in there with that psych out, you'll psych yourself out.
yeah. There's a lot less stress with the self tapes. There's just a lot more hands on that you don't feel. It's like, am I taping this right, doing this? But you know, if you can do either or, I mean, you're in good shape. But the fact that they're sending you, that's really cool. So
Yeah.
No,
It's
I'm excited.
exciting.
My manager, my agent, both send me out for good stuff.
Good.
It is going to be weird going back in the rooms soon
Yeah.
enough because I know commercials are starting to go back in.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think actual acting stuff is going to be next.
Dude, that's
But-
well, good for you. I want to see you do more.
Yeah.
I mean, good
The only
luck.
thing about going in the room that I like over the auditions is your energy. You can sell your energy better in the room.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
true.
That's a big thing. They can always go, man, that your energy was great. We like, that really does carry because it's
Right.
hard to transfer. It's hard to have energy go through
Yeah.
while you're on a camera. It's hard to have, if you can make that translate through camera, then shit, that's better than gold.
It is.
Yeah.
It is
And
tough.
they can give you direction. They can get you to, tweak you and stuff. Oh, that's it. That's what I was looking for. But they can't do that you know.
No, it's just
listening and
yeah,
tape.
it's you're really getting it's the same as the room. Like you're getting one shot, except
Yeah.
like you said, within the room you may get some direction.
Yeah.
The worst is when they just go, "Thank you."
Oh,
Oh,
You're like, "Oh, I fucked this one up,"
yeah.
or I'm not
you're
even
like,
close to the mark of what they wanted. Wow, I made okay. Well, I made. But the thing is, you make your decision and you go with it. You just can't second guess yourself. You go, "This is what I think the scene reads. This is how I think the character should react."
yeah.
You know. So
Make a choice. Make a choice.
yeah,
That's
make a
it.
choice, but make sure you made it. Just because the worst is
Yeah.
being just waffling. You know, like
Oh God, yeah.
stand up's
Yeah.
way easier. Stand up
I've
is
been there
because like
before.
yeah, man. And stand up's easier. Stand up's like you're like versus acting. Acting, I have to be someone else. Stand up, I get to be myself.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it's just and it being. I've also been doing stand up 16 years. I've been acting for not even anywhere near a fourth of that. You know. You
Well,
just do your best.
would you do a show around your stand up?
I did run a pilot. I wrote an animated pilot. I wanted to be animated about my working at the porn shop in my early 20s. So it delves into stand up a little bit, but it's mainly just about working at that nasty sex shop.
Oh boy.
You have no idea the things I've seen, Tony.
Which yeah,
That's
you,
awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're willing to draw them.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the only place that filth belongs is in cartoon form.
It seems to soften the blow a little bit if you put it in cartoon form.
Yeah,
Nice-
nobody wants to
nice
live
phrasing.
action slip on a condom.
Out in LA, yeah. How are people behaving out there, man? Like especially pandemic thing. Like I've seen some stuff out there, but I don't know what to believe anymore. Like
I mean, no, I think a couple months ago, like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, they lifted masks. Pretty much you can wear them if you don't want or do want.
yeah,
They now just like everybody else, they ask about your if you're vaccinated or not. Maybe not in Florida where science is a suggestion.
Right.
But no, I mean they just finally just stepped to masks on planes. That was the first flight I've taken in 2 years where I didn't have to wear a mask.
Oh, wow.
And I loved it. I
It's
could
nice.
sleep finally. I couldn't sleep. I can't sleep with those masks on.
So we were talking about Ron Jeremy porn. Oh, your cartoon venture. You were talking about you may want to do something down the road, doing something involving your
Animated.
material, your life.
Yeah, I mean to get a proof of concept to even try to start pitching it, animation's pricey. To do good animation's not cheap. So that's my next step is I'm going to edit my script a few more times and just keep tightening and tightening and tightening. And then eventually, spend some money getting it at least a couple of scenes animated and then voiced over. And then you got to take and pitch it from that. Like it's all these steps that you have to do. And there's still no guarantee on any of it. Even if you sell it, there's no guarantee it ever sees the light of day. Then if it sees the light of day, there's no guarantee it gets past that first step. It's just like you got to climb Everest on every step.
And-
But that's the part of it. What else you got to do?
And what would be the most interesting or stuff that people might find even hard to believe? Would it be from your Florida days growing up here?
Yeah, porn shop stuff. I mean, that's
So this would be like an adult humor, where it would play basically like a premium channel or streaming.
yeah. I mean, it'd have to be heavily edited to be on like Adult Swim.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Adults.
Because I mean, I was pretty good about, especially in the pilot, I was pretty good about avoiding a lot of raunchiness. But it's just this the material itself is just inherently dirty. There's no getting around.
Yeah.
Where 2/3 of the script take place in a sex shop with theaters and booths.
Oh my God. Well, now, do you do the animation yourself, or
no? I'm gonna have to
someone
outsource
do-
all that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, which again, it's gonna be an investment, but it's like if you believe in the project, then you got to get behind it. I mean, I may try like a GoFundMe or something. I may try some sort of crowdsourcing just to alleviate the cost on my end. But if not, then I'll do it in my own pocket. I don't got kids.
Good.
Yeah, that's
In
cool.
for both instances. What can you take the listeners through just a little scenario of when you started working at the sex shop in Florida? Like how old were you and what got you to work at a sex shop?
I was 20 and a half, 21. I just started stand up And my friend, one of my best friends from high school, she was already working there. And she was like, hey, we need people. And I know you're not easily offended. So, and it's funny because even though I thought I wasn't easily offended, that job, man, the stuff that I saw, man.
Oh my God.
And hence
Even
the
at my
cartoon.
age now, I still go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My
That's-
mom used to hate having to bring me dinner because it was on
Oh.
her way home, and I called her like, I forgot my food. Can you bring me some McDonald's? And she would knock outside of the door.
Oh.
And then she was the first one to do leave at the door delivery. She would leave it at the door, and I'd see her run back to her car, like hiding her face, just in case someone drove by and didn't want to see, just saw
Yeah.
her.
Wow, that's
Oh.
awesome. Oh my God, dude. That
He
right
gets
there.
get home. Why? You better answer the door next time. And make me out there. But my friend's gonna saw me. Heaven forbid your friends see you leaving a sex shop.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Might
got
make them
busted.
jealous.
I got busted once just going to an adult video store, not even buying adult videos back in the day when I was working in radio in Tampa. My girlfriend's guy friend saw me and he thought I was going in there for porn. And I went in there back when they used to have really good incense stuff. I used to burn incense in my house at my rented house, and I loved it. And he's like, "Hey man, I think I saw Pat at the adult place the other day." So she asked me, I'm like, "What are you going to say? I buy incense?" She knows I buy incense, but she knows I'm a guy and I'm probably in there getting porn, which I was not at all. That's my story.
I mean, even if you were getting porn, it wasn't like you're cheating. It's different.
Right?
You
Who
call it a
cares?
strip club, it's different.
I told her, buddy, mind your own business.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Jesus, can you just sneak us one little tiny quick anecdote from the shop? Just one, just maybe not a life change.
Yeah, there's a guy, his wife were having a gangbang.
Okay.
And I was trying to make a sale to customers on the retail floor. And the sound, and I had to keep telling the couple that was on the retail floor, like, sorry, it's really loud. The DVD is really loud there. I'm gonna have to go in there in a minute and turn it down. And I grabbed the flashlight, I walk in there, and I just like a whisper was like, "You guys need to knock the stuff or keep it low. I'm trying to make a sale out here. I'll shut the whole theater down." And there's like 11 people naked in the middle of having sex.
Oh my God.
With one woman. Oh my God.
And they're a multitasking species. I will say that.
Hey, let me tell you, if you had 11 people
Make a
having
sale.
sex, if you had 11 people having sex with you, you'd be loud too, I bet.
It was just noise. It wasn't just one woman, just like a bunch of like
Jeez.
couches moving. And like it was so hard to like tell strangers, like, no, that's the TV. It's like that sounds more like real life.
That's Dolby.
Yeah, he was in there.
He was in there too.
Yes, Dolby was there.
Oh.
Memorex too.
Dude, that's so funny. I'll tell a quick Chris Cope story that you told me a few years ago when you were in town. We had lunch together, and you were mentioning, because we were just talking about adult stuff like this, and you said like you were at a pizza place or something.
Okay, I'll tell you that. I'll give this a little more better context. I was in a Domino's waiting for food, and I was a little lit. My buddy, I told my buddy, I'm like, I'll meet you at my house. I'll get pizzas to go. I'll meet you at my house. So I'm at the Domino's waiting for my carryout. And this woman was in there, and she was asking if there was any orders that were called in but never picked up
Okay.
that she could buy for a discount. And she just looked like she worked for a living. And I'm just like, my spidey sense is telling me. So I go on Backpage, and I'm scrolling, and I'm like, and I still remember this because it's the only time I've ever done it. And then the ad was called "A Little Piece of Redheaded Fire." She was a redhead, and you could tell you couldn't see her face in the ad, but you could see her body, and I could match it up.
Yeah.
And I just tapped her on the shoulder and said, "Miss, is this you?" And she looked at me, and her jaw dropped.
Oh.
Like, who the fuck? How the fuck? What the? So she gets up, and she signals me to go outside. She smokes a cigarette. And she's like, "So you want to do some business?" And all I can say was like, "I got pizzas coming. I gotta go. I got pizzas, But we exchanged phone numbers.
I know. I never thought about that.
She's like, well, you know what she was doing? She was giving added value to her customer. Like, hey, you know what? when you're done, have a slice.
Yeah,
It's on me.
2 open box specials.
Oh my God. That's good. And folks, I gotta tell you, if you haven't seen Chris Cope live and going to Florida, we're gonna find out where he's gonna be after this and how you can contact him. This is some of the stuff. Some of these things are even new to me, some of these anecdotes. So, but this is what the guy has lived. How old are you right now, Chris?
36.
36. You're still young and you live the life of a 60-year-old. You've got the stories, you've got the street stories and smarts, for God's sake.
And the echogram.
You got the echogram. One of the biggest drug lords in Florida. I mean, Chris Cope. I'm sorry, that was embellished, and I apologize. But
oh yeah, no, I ran a non-for-profit out of my apartment.
It was a 401c3 or whatever that shit was back in the day.
No, it was a untaxed 420. Code 420.
Dude, that's awesome. Tell us where you at now? How long you be in Florida, by the way?
Just this weekend. I'm right now visiting my family, catching up with them, and then Friday and Saturday, one show each night, 8:00 at Madcaps Comedy Club in New Smyrna Beach, Daytona Beach area. You can get tickets at madcapscomedy.com.
Okay, very good.
If the tickets are selling well already, I was just messaged with the owner, Adam, today. I just sent him a little promo video. He said it should help because I got tons of my friends hit me up going, it's fine. I got friends in Orlando that won't drive to Gainesville from Orlando, but they will drive to Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the difference? But either way, you come to a show, I don't care.
Makes no sense. Yeah. Exactly. Man.
As long as you come to the show, that's all that matters.
Come to the show. And Tony, we got to get Chris out of LA, down here and get to him in one of your short films that you create and direct and write. Because Tony, man, is legendary here in this area with that.
Oh, yeah. I'm always down.
You are.
Well, I'm working on stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, man. It's always going to be working towards a project. I'm always. I use Writer's Duet.
Yeah, I use Writer's Duet.
It's great. Take it with you. You can use it offline. And I mean, I'll be late at night in a hotel room. Just go. I'm gonna start something and just start fleshing out an idea. I'm always constantly thinking of writing's fun. Writing is like a hobby more so than a thing. It's just because you're self-teaching yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You only get better. That's the whole thing. It's like it's one of those things you only get better as long as you're doing it.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it's fun to just branch. I started writing a Predator sequel just out of boredom.
Nice,
really.
Awesome.
I was like, you know what? The only way this is going to get done right is if I do it.
That's awesome.
You gotta do it yourself.
It's just fun, man.
Cool ones.
I have a quick writing question for either one of you, since you both do working on scripts and short films and movies. What do you find equally hard, or what's easier, writing ideas and bits for a great joke and material, or movie script or ideas from a short film?
Well, which was more challenging?
Yeah, basically.
Writing for a script.
Okay.
Yeah, script
because I've got way more experience than the other, and the other one usually has to do with my life, and I can draw on more real things. Acting, you got 6 people in a scene, you got to think what 6 people are thinking, and you got to think your way, and you got to think how they're all going to talk to get to the goal of what you want to achieve in the scene.
Yeah.
While maintaining their character structure, and it's like Chinese math. It's I'll spend 3 days on a page, just going
easily
banging my head against the wall.
Yeah, well, the thing, like with the comedy, the stand-up comedy, you're relaying the world that you've lived in your whole life. When you're writing a script, you're creating the whole world that you're going to talk about for 90 pages.
Yeah.
So
sky's green, water's red,
Yeah, you got to create that before you can even tell you. And sometimes you don't really know where the story is going to be. You have an idea where you want it to go, but you don't know where it's going to go as you start to learn those characters in that world. All of a sudden, things change. Where you would I would take a right over here. Well, this character will take a left.
Yeah, and you got to make sure you're speaking the character's voice and not your own.
Exactly. Yeah, just like you were talking about with the scenes. Yeah. Same thing. So
let me.
That's the fun part of it. The challenge. It was easy. What's the fuck? You know, if I want to play easy, I go play word search on my phone.
So,
Chris, let me ask you this, Chris. What is your
Nice.
favorite like genre of actual film or movies? Like, what do you dig you sink your teeth into? What do you like?
Gangster stuff, man. I love like, you know, I watch Goodfellas and Casino like 40,000 times.
Yeah, yeah.
there you go. Nice.
And real quick, if I tell and Tony, you probably know this, but if the listeners don't know, I know that Chris is like me. I love history. Like you're a war history buff. You love that stuff, but I didn't know that about you, about loving gangsters. I'm sure the original Godfather, all that stuff. I didn't know that you liked that much. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I mean the only feature I've fully finished so far was I wouldn't qualify it as a Western, but it takes place at the end of the Civil War. It's a heist movie
Oh, really?
Cool.
about stealing Confederate gold. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
And I was literally just watching a documentary about gold that disappeared during the Civil War and was like, huh, what would happen after what happened? Well, I can make that story up.
Yeah.
And I did.
Wow.
That was mainly how I spent most of my pandemic.
I love that stuff because I got a script where I kind of did that too, like you know, something that happened in real life, and then like I did well, what happened to these people? So I was like, well, I'll tell you what happened to them. So
Yeah, and that's
I told the story as I saw it. I was like, this is probably what happened.
yeah, it's my theory. That was it. There was this was truth. Mexico loaned money to the Confederacy, kind of betting on that horse during the race. They figured if the Confederacy won, took over the United States, it'd be nice to have, you know. And then eventually, towards the end of the war, Mexico called in that debt, and that gold never made it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
And then my plot is basically a rogue Southern general who wants to keep the war going, plans to steal the gold to fund the continuation of the war.
wow, nice, man.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a good. That's an elevator pitch right there, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it, man.
So keep it.
Yeah, no, I just
Going
like I
down.
said, I love history,
Yeah.
and like it was, you know, we got to go back and watch I watched like Outlaw Josie Wales, just all these older westerns, and I'm like
Yeah.
taking, you know, it's funny because like in movies you can kind of take a little bit here and there, little stuff,
Yeah.
and kind of sprinkle in. Like you can't do it with stand up, but you can do it with movies where it's like, there's a couple lines. There's in the movie in the script. There's 2 lines where basically I homage Outlaw Josie Wales.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
wow.
I put my own spin on the line,
Yeah.
but it's like that's my, and like, you know that scene in The Shining where he smashes the door and goes, "Here's Jack," or "Here's
Yeah.
Johnny." Except for the "Here's Johnny" line, that's a shot for shot remake or scene shot from a movie, a Swedish movie from the 1930s.
Oh wow.
Really?
I mean, damn near blocking by blocking by block, like everything he does. And Kubrick put it in just as an homage. Now, none of us knew that unless you were a
Yeah.
film buff from the 1930s. But
Right.
I
Well,
watched the
that
video, I was like,
line. Well, that line was improvised.
yeah, by Jack. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything would have been the same if he hadn't said the line there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty wild.
That's cool.
Man,
Did you ever see
You watched the documentary of that movie. Was it Shelley Long or Duvall?
Duvall?
Was it Shelley Duvall? Yeah.
She damn near quit acting after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They terrified her. They
Yeah,
would call her
break-
room in the middle of the night. They'd scare her more than the other actors. Her hair was coming out.
Yeah.
There's like a scene where she walks up after a take and is pulling her hair out going, "You're doing this to me."
Yeah. I saw that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, is that the
Yeah,
same
man.
one? Did you guys see one? In fact, I want to say it was maybe that particular scene where he axes a door and busts through. The before they did the scene, him like just like kind of like doing circles in the room and just like making noises and being crazy, like psyching him, almost like a football player before a game.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, because if you're gonna play completely nuts,
Yeah,
you can't just go action and then get into it. You got to kind of psychosomatically get your brain, you know.
yeah. It was.
It's funny because the first 10 times I saw that movie was on TV. So like that whole scene where he's in the bathroom getting cleaned up by that waiter guy, and all of their dialogue. The first time I saw it on DVD, I was like, "Oh, this movie's way different than it's on TV." You know what I'm talking about too, right?
I think so.
They had to be corrected.
Corrected, right? Yeah, something was going on there.
And he drops that N-bomb, and I was like, "Oh my god,
Right. Okay.
Stanley!"
That's right. Yeah, because I
Wow.
watched on regular TV as well when I was a kid.
Yeah, man. It's so funny. Like, you watch some on regular TV, and then you see the real version. It's like, this is so
I-
heavily headed, I wouldn't even recognize it.
Right.
Yeah, that's how we learned about editing. It's like, why
Oh
is
yeah,
it
you know
so
what I want to be? I
different?
want to be the guy that voices over Joe Pesci movies. That guy's got to make money.
Oh,
Oh
God.
man, yeah.
He just walks into the room and just goes, frick, frack, frudge.
Isn't it
That's
funny?
his voiceover demo.
That's
It's
it.
just like,
Yeah, man. That scene, like, I remember the first time I saw Lethal Weapon 2 on like TV, it was like, they frick you at the drive-thru. First they frick you, then they frack you. Then you're halfway, you know, when you get home, you know you're fudged. That's what it is.
It's true. I can't watch. I can't. Right. It's true. It's the
Oh,
weird. It
yeah.
just. I know they
Listen to
have to
rap
do it.
music edited.
Oh God.
So you know what you do is you listen to an actor that you sound like that cusses a lot, and then do a voiceover demo. It's like, listen, I got this guy covered, man.
Casino when he meets him in the desert. Where in the flim flam do you get the flim flam to go over my flim head again, you blue bastard? Like they'll keep one cuss word in.
Yeah, this is gonna get edgy. Some of them just cut the whole
You know,
scene. They're like, why are we trying on this? Just cut this.
I'm just glad they didn't mute it. You imagine muting Pesci? It's just the
Yeah.
Everybody's hitting their remote. What's this thing?
God dang.
yeah.
That's what's are you into remakes, Chris? Like is there anyone that I know you said you work on Predator by yourself just for the hell of it, but I mean do you need something else remade or a reboot of something or a part 2 of something that you're feeling that you've seen?
They're gonna redo the Wild Bunch. I'm excited to see that. Mel Gibson's gonna direct it, so it's gonna be bloody.
Are they really?
Yeah, man, I'm excited because Wild Bunch is one of my favorite westerns. It's one of my favorite movies. And just the idea of I want to know who they cast because I'm just like that cast is so hard to replace in terms of like Ernest Borgnine, Ben Johnson, Warren Oates, all these famous named actors of the day.
Yeah.
How you know William Holden? Who are you going to get to play William Holden?
Man, I bet they got it on IMDb, man. Go on that IMDb Pro and check it out.
Oh, really? They might have it up already.
If they've announced it, then it's gonna say, you know, who's on the project already, who's already signed on.
I wouldn't mind seeing Mel Gibson as William Holden's character. He might be a little too old, but I think he'd be, you know. But I just want to see how he reshoots that end scene.
Yeah.
Is he gonna direct it?
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
He's an amazing director. I mean, his personal problems aside,
Yeah.
Guy puts out great movies.
Yeah, he's a good art. I mean, he's a solid artist. He knows what he's doing, man.
Yeah, he's a shit human, but he's a solid.
Yeah.
Did you see that video recently? Him changing a tire and some dude just filming him.
No.
He's like in a tank top. I guess he's driving this big truck. And I guess his tire's going flat. And he's, I guess, by himself and just changing it. And the guy just talking to him, he's like, "Why are you by yourself?" He's like, "I like being alone." He's like, "No, no one's gonna believe it." He goes, "You know, it'd be funny if I robbed you." And Mel Gibson just telling him like, "It'd be funny if I robbed you. Like, it'd be hilarious, you know."
That's funny.
He seems like he's a sweet guy. He seems like a sweet guy, but when he probably drinks, he just turns into the devil. You know, like I'm not.
God.
And I know a lot of guys that are like that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, they like that. A flip. They flip the switch and that's it.
Because I'm tired. I'm just maybe I'm just getting older, Tony. I mean, we're about the same age. Am I just getting tired now of life? I'm tired of reboots. I'm tired of part 2s
I don't
and part
know.
3s.
Well, do you want to kill yourself? I mean,
No, but I just want to kill the reboots sometimes and the continuations of some things. I'm getting a little.
You're just getting old and being an asshole.
Yes.
Curmudgeon's the word.
Yes.
That's all, yeah, from my end. That's it.
Okay.
You're freaking fracking.
This is I'm being a freaking pie hole. Is what I'm being.
It's your freaking problem.
But
no, the reason why I like the Wild Bunch so far because out of all the westerns, especially that day, it ends with all their anti-heroes, but they all die. It's not like Shane where they ride off into the sunset or Rio Bravo where John Wayne just walks off the hero.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, they just realize all we have is each other and we're going to die somewhere. This is a good enough place as any.
Man, I'm going to have to rewatch that. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I think we might even have that on VHS.
It's at least two VHSs.
Oh, really?
Like remember Titanic was 2 copies of VHS. You take one out, put the other one in.
Yeah.
God. That thing.
That's old school right there. People are like, what are you talking about? 2 pieces of what?
Dude, Titanic, 25 years old already.
Wow.
All right.
Can you believe it? Kate, what's her name there?
Winslet.
Yeah, Kate
yeah.
Winslet, and your boy there. I can't believe he was such a baby face. She was such a baby face. I love them. I love everything they do.
You know, it's funny. On the boats, I tell the audience that I have a case of emergency. I have what I call the Billy Zane protocol, which is basically I put a woman's dress on and find the nearest child, sneak onto a lifeboat.
Get the hell out.
That's
Your lives mean nothing to me.
You nothing. That's right.
You paid for a cruise? Well, guess what? This is where it ends, folks.
That's it. You get to keep it. You get the boat now.
The captain has,
All inclusive.
that's right. The
Yeah.
captain has to go down with the ship, not me.
I hope he does.
I saw the you did a take with the westerns. Are you doing like a tour, like a good, bad, and what is it? The
Sloppy, no.
Oh,
That was
floppy.
a college tour we did years ago. That was
Oh,
just a
is
college
it?
tour that we had. Yeah, it was for a couple
Hey,
years.
I just saw that. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I was there. I was on the website. I was like, dude, this is. I'm like, dude, I thought I looked like it was just now. I was like, shit, that's a great idea.
I don't age. Thank God. I just get rounder. I marble. I don't age. I marble. No, yeah, it was something we did for a couple of years. It was just fun. It's just it got to a point where one of the guys, he was a lawyer as well as a
wow.
comedian, and he just got offered a $250,000 a year job.
Yeah, you gotta kind of like, here's your mic.
Yeah, you guys, we're still really good friends. I just saw him actually when I was up in San Fran doing shows.
Yeah.
He's got a baby now. And the other guy, JC, he's living in LA. He's about to be in a Brad Pitt movie. Well, he shot it a while ago.
Wow.
It's about to come out, Babylon. I don't know if I'm supposed to mention that, but whatever.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome, man.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah, no, he helps me, and he helps me with my auditions and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's nice having, living with an actor as well as a comedian to go, we can rely on each other.
Dude, that's good.
Cool.
And we got a few before we got to wrap this puppy up. But I got to ask you, you've been in LA for how long now, Chris?
Excuse me, about 8 years.
8. That's what I said before. 8 years. Is that the place? Are you digging it? Is that your place?
Yeah, I mean, it's home now. It's,
Yeah.
outside of, I mean, I got a good, cheap place to live. So
Good.
it's nice, but outside that, it can be pricey, but I would rather live there than anywhere else. I can live anywhere. I have the choice. So I made my choice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I go on the road, people like, I do a show in South Carolina, people are like, how do you live in LA? And I whisper back, how do you
Right.
That's true.
it's like you gotta be on pretty much of a high horse to be like, I mean, I could never live there. And it's like, well, then just tell me you're afraid.
Yeah,
Right.
that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's funny.
No, I didn't go there to shit on where you're from. Please don't shit on where I live.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so funny. Yes, it's funny because it's only the people that live in states with terrible history where they're like, yeah, I couldn't live there. It's like, well, you're right. I should live here where they invented lynching.
Yeah, they question everybody else.
Yeah,
I
I come back to Florida and help burn some math books if you guys want.
Right. There's one place I know I can't live.
You're not going to learn education in my state.
That's right. Dude, I went to Anchorage, Alaska for a couple of weeks in December. The girlfriend took me out there. That's one place I think I could honestly say, beautiful place. I think it was covered by snow, but I hear it's nice in the summertime. But I don't know if I could live there year round. I think the summertime maybe, but I know I can't live there though.
I'm gonna do a carnival cruise to Alaska soon. Hopefully, I want to
Good.
go up and check it out. But yeah, that's a place I'm like, yeah, I'll visit it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I mean, I felt that way about New York when I went to New York City. I've been there a couple of times. Each time I go, I'm like, I want to leave by the end of it. I'm done.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're different environments. It's like, it's
Yeah,
cool to
and
go and
it's-
check out.
But I'm not shitting on
visit.
anyone that lives there. I just go.
Yeah.
That's where that's where your heart feels like it's home. Then who am I to tell you any different?
exactly.
Yeah, gotta go your own speed, man.
That's true.
Oh,
And
it is.
and you kind of told us in a way roundabout what's the future hold for you, man? Like what do you see down the road you want to do or be in?
I mean, I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I want to keep pursuing my dream. And if
Yeah.
I pay my bills through stand up, so I'm living my dream in that respect. But I just want to keep
Nice.
seeing what's around the corner, what's next. I'm not gonna, doing cruises is fun, but it's kind of a means to an end, and it's just more money and less. I make more doing cruises, and I can do less clubs. I have to spend less time on the road,
Yeah,
more time in LA auditioning, more time just going after things that make me happy.
Right. So good. Yeah.
Not that doing constant stand-up doesn't make me happy. It's just, you know, I'd rather do like 1 week on a cruise and make enough for my month.
Yeah.
You know, and then that way I can have 3 other weeks to do whatever else I want.
Yeah.
And that's good. And that's
Balance. It's all about
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah,
really
man.
is.
Seriously. I mean, it's yin and yang, trying to find that happiness.
And exactly. And it's good to see
Well,
comic
that's
friends of
good.
mine here in
Okay.
Florida, man, that are booking more cruises. Thank God. Folks, friends in LA and California doing it again now. I'm glad to see things opening. I'm so happy, man.
Yeah, I don't think
I
think everything is officially back to normal. Or whatever normal we had.
Because
That's getting, pretty much.
because a
You know,
couple of years
outside
ago,
of gas
Chris,
going back down, we're pretty much ready.
yes, we need that. But a couple of years ago, when I did a interview with Chris Tony, Chris was showing me how he was learning how to bake some stuff. I think it was you and your girlfriend. Either she was teaching you.
Yeah,
or
we're still
you
cooking. I'm
learned on
still cooking a
YouTube.
mess.
Yeah, so that was awesome. But then, like when things were closing down, like with our friends up in the Northeast and out there in the West Coast in California, at one time you actually said, "Man," he goes, "You know what? I'm good. I had my time in comedy. I don't know if I want to do this anymore." I'm like, "Oh, don't say that. Please don't say that." But
I mean,
thank
you know,
God.
you just get bummed out for a minute because you don't know what the
Yeah.
future held in that moment. So, I mean, I always say this: if you don't think about quitting, then you're not doing it hard enough.
Yeah,
True.
exactly. That's a great
know?
point right there. That's perfect. Yeah, exactly.
If you're not
You
doing it
ever
right,
thought about quitting? You haven't worked hard enough at it.
Yeah. You know, you haven't been on your knees crying in a hotel room going, "What the fuck am I doing wrong?"
right?
You know?
You can try standing up. All right. It's been done.
Yeah.
No, those were prayerful tears.
Right.
Please, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white Jesus, please,
Right.
please,
It's true.
African white Jesus, please.
African white.
It's true, man. No, you're right though, man. Just when you're alone and you're going, especially if after a few cocktails and you're like, man, I just. But do I want to work for $10 an hour doing something else, or what? $15? I don't know what I want to do, but I don't know if this is right. But then you have good times and good shows. You see your friends. We do stuff like this, and I love this. I love this.
Yeah, man, brings you back. You know, this is great.
I love it. Well, man, Chris, man, thanks for first off, enjoy your stay in Florida. I know you said you're going to be out and about. How can people get a hold of you to track you around the world?
Easiest way is just Instagram now. My website's chriscopecomedy.com. That lists all my dates. But also even easier is just going on Instagram because I'm always posting where I'm going to be at with shows and all kinds of stuff. So you can just look on there and see where I'm at. I'm back in Florida again in June. I'll be at Snappers Laughing Comedy Club. It is now no longer just a Laughing. It's now Snappers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mr. Nabil bought it, or took over, whatever he did. I'm happy. I love the guy. He's a sweet man.
Yeah.
But I'll be there, and then I'll be in Savannah, and then after that, Reno at the Laugh Factory. And then my dates drop off as I'm waiting for a bunch of cruise stuff. So I'm waiting to fill that with the high seas.
Good, man.
Get
Good.
it?
That's awesome.
Yes, I know. That's what my man does. I like
Awesome.
that. Man.
Cool. I'm going to go take my little nephew for a walk.
Good. You
All
do
right,
that.
brother. Hey, we'll definitely get together on some of this film stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Reach out whenever. I'm down.
Definitely, brother.
I like that.
All right, guys.
Chris Cope,
I'll
man,
see you
thank
later.
you so much, man, for joining us. We really appreciate it. And guys, thank
Absolutely.
you for checking out season 3, episode 1 of Comedians Uncorked podcast with Tony Gaud. My name is Pat Largo. Catch us on Instagram at Comedians Uncorked, our YouTube channel, of course, Spotify, which includes video now, and also our website, comediansuncorked.com. Laugh, you deserve it. Thanks again for checking out the Comedians Uncorked podcast.